How do I get free from trauma? How do I get free from trauma? Bad things happen to people in this life. Okay? People go through difficult things in this life. Being bullied, humiliated, embarrassed, rejected. Things can happen in childhood, traumatic things. And this trauma, the bad stuff, let me call it that, lives with you. Like you move on in your life. The years go on, but you're carrying something with you. There is a pain. There is an emotional pain, an emotional damage that you have that comes from your past. I was traumatized by that. I've never got over that. I'm still carrying that. It still torments me to this day. How do I get free from that? And if you don't get free from that, do you know what Satan does? He gets the trauma and then he says you need a coping mechanism to deal with the trauma because you've got the pain, but now you've got to numb the pain. So guess what Satan does? He introduces you to sin, to addiction, something sinful whereby you can find an escape from the trauma. And then you just deteriorate even more over time. Drunkenness being an example. I'm trying to numb the pain of the trauma of my life. So many people today are traumatized by things. How do you get free from that? And I've got to make this simple. And some people, well, let me say this. This is the Bible's answer. I'm not authorized by God to come up here and to give psychology. This is the Bible's answer. If you dwell on the things of the past, the troubling things, what they did to you, what you did to yourself, how you were hurt, how you were wounded. If you dwell and dwell and dwell on that, you keep it alive within you. The more you dwell on it, you can actually make it stronger and stronger within you. You know where I'm going with this, do you? I hope you do. The biblical key to being free from trauma is simply this: do not think about the trauma. Do not look back to the past. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Do not look back to your trauma. Do not look back to your past. Do not think about those things that happened. Think this. You ready? For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. If you think the things of the Spirit, you will be cut off from all that is of the flesh, and you will begin to experience within you what is of the Spirit. And all of that pain, of that trauma that is in the natural life of the past, the fleshly life of the past, is cut off in you. All you're doing is dwelling on the Spirit. And in dwelling on the Spirit, guess what you are getting in place of the trauma? Well, what is the fruit of the Spirit? Love. Peace. The torment is gone of that trauma. I've got peace. Why? Because you're thinking what the Holy Spirit wants you to think. In place of the trauma, the hurts, the wounds of the past. That is how you get free from trauma. The nature of Christ in itself does not bear your trauma that you went through. I'm talking about the new nature. The new nature of Jesus is free from all torment. The new nature of Jesus is free from the torment of trauma. Therefore, all you've got to do is think Christ's thoughts, and you will be free from trauma.